Hello. It's your girl Tina with Enriched by Tina here to help you get your whole life together. I'm here on Monday, here doing the doggone thing, trying to get my whole life together and make myself a priority. So with that, I'm not going to be on here long because I'm going out and get me some movement. So let's talk about it. How are you doing this afternoon and this evening? And I'm super excited to be back with you. So what I want you to do is hit that share button and go on and share this out to about 4 or 5 people. Let's get some folk in the room so we can tell them about let's stop emotional eating and in its tracks. That's right. And I'm going to give you 5 proven strategies this afternoon, this evening, to help you stop all of that. Because we have to get control of these emotions. So I got a few questions to ask. Do you find, let me see who's commenting. Well, I'm not on my little touch screen. Let me get myself together. On the comments here. Okay. Hey, Siobhan. Hey, Jalita. Been praying for you and your family. I just want to see who was in the building. Throw some hands up. So I got some questions. Do you find yourself reaching out for food for comfort when you're stressed or when you're upset? Put that in the chat. I want to know if anybody out there. Do you reach for food when you're stressed, upset, going through, feeling some kind of way, bored? Okay. I got somebody to say yes. So listen. Yes. So guess what? You're not alone. And I want you to know that you're not alone. And that and all the above, Jalita. You better say that. So listen. This is emotional eating is one of the most common things that we go through. And I say we because I'm in this journey as I talk to you guys. I'm in this journey real time with you all, getting my whole life together. So when I say we, I'm in that we. So listen, you're not alone. And so emotional eating is way more common than you and I think, because I think a lot of people think about when they're bored, they want to get something to eat. When all these types of things, they want to get something to eat. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 proven strategies to help stop emotional eating right in its tracks. So I hope you got some notepads, got your notes in your phone, so when you can jot these things down, because we're going to take our health back in control, and we're going to get these eating habits back on track. So we have to start thinking about, well, what gets us off track? What gets us on track? Well, I'm glad you asked. There are some things called triggers. And triggers behind emotional eating, first of all, it's important to understand what causes emotional eating in the first place. Some of you may not even know. And I'm going to tell you a big key is triggers. And what are some triggers? You put them in the chat. Let me see what you think some triggers are before I say it. Why I take me a sip of my this is my dinner tonight. Because when I get off this, I'm going walking. And when I get back, it's going to be too late to eat. So put something in the chat. What do you think? Yep, Delve. Absolutely. That ties into grief and sadness. And yes. Anyone else? Well, I'm not going to hold your time. Stress. A breakup. Oh, you better go ahead. Come on here, Jalita. Yes, a breakup, stress, anxiety, sadness, which can cause from a breakup and death, depression, loneliness, and boredom is some of the 5 top reasons that people get into emotional eating. It's one of those things, and death is definitely one of them that gets into that stress and anxiety, because that's what happened to me. So that's why I'm sitting here talking to you, bringing you some good things, some good stuff that my team has researched and helped me be able to bring good things to you, to say, let's get past this emotional eating, because I struggle with it. Some of you all said you struggle with it. Yes, stress, loneliness, anxiety, death, all the above. And sometimes how you feel about yourself. They ain't put that on there. But if you don't think you're beautiful, and you think you big, and you think you fat, and you all in your emotions, in your feelings, and guess what you say? I might as well go on and eat the cake. I might as well go on and eat the cake, the pie, the cookies, and the cornbread. Okay? So all these things affect how our emotional eating can start going in a downward spiral. So listen, when you experience some of these intense emotions, you know what happens? It sends a signal to your brain that says, I need to seek out something for pleasure. So this sugary, fatty comfort food causes you to release a feel-good emotion. This chemical is called dopamine and serotonin. And when you get that dopamine and serotonin released, it makes you feel good. And so guess what? You continue to eat that same thing. So you're putting the food with that emotion and with that feeling, and then this may be a temporary relief for you, but in the long run, your feelings of guilt and shame and those extra calories would cause you to get this unwanted weight. And so a lot of us have some unwanted weight because we have gotten into our emotions and decided we was going to let our emotion take the best of it. Yes, ice creams and listen. Yes. And it's the, what is that brand? It's a Food Line brand. I can't think of it. Oh, God. But anyway, that ice cream, Food Line. Now, I'm not telling you go out to Food Line. Food Line didn't pay me. But it's the Food Line brand of the ice cream. Man, that's some good ice cream. But do we need it? No, but it makes you feel good. And I know when I lost my mom in 2018, man, food was my best friend. Next thing I know, I found myself up to almost 300 pounds. I was 300 pounds from, I was 15 pounds from being at 300 pounds. And even though I was that close, that didn't get me. Being almost 300 pounds didn't get me. You know what got my attention? This right here. Them M&Ms. And I'm not talking about your chocolate covered candy M&Ms. No, ma'am. I'm talking about the metformin in the meter. That's what got my attention. If they hadn't never, ever, ever sent me home with that metformin in the meter, I probably would have been about 400 or 500 pounds, because I'm cute. I might be fluffy, but I'm cute. So I didn't think that there was nothing wrong with me. So, hey, I was 15 pounds for 300 and was loving it. It was the metformin in the meter for me. So listen, I'm going to give you 5 tips of some triggers that will help you not to fall into this emotional eating. So we're going to go with tip number 1. Tip number 1 strategy is number 1, identify. We talked about those triggers. Identify what is your trigger. Like, the first key to this, to knowing your trigger, is you got to identify your personal emotional eating triggers. And we talked about some. Some may be death. Some may be lonely. Some may be stress, anxiety, boredom, a breakup. A divorce is a breakup. Losing a friendship. We grieve in all different kinds of ways. So when you think about what is your trigger? I want you to put in the chat. What is your trigger? My trigger is if I get upset and somebody really ticked me off. Yeah, I said it. I get ticked off a little bit. I'll really go ahead on and I'll go right on in. And I'll eat till I'm satisfied. You know, say, do it. Do it. Do it till you're satisfied. That's what I do. And I don't just eat one cookie. I eat the whole bag. I go right on in because I'm steady talking and all in my feelings. So that's one of the things. That's one of my triggers is being angry. And so, and if I get overwhelmed and stressed, those are my two major ones. Let me see. Let me get over here in the chat. Let me see who's putting this up. What's on for you? Hey, friend. How you doing? Yes. We're talking about emotional eating for those of you who have logged on a little bit later. Like, what is she talking about? Talking about emotional eating. So put in the chat. Say it's 9 of you here. Y'all put in the chat. What is your emotional eating? All right. Stress and being tired. All right. Yeah. Stress was one of my main ones. But let me get mad. Baby, I'll eat the house down. So, yes. So when you start thinking about it, especially if I got a deadline. Oh, yeah. Ooh, Jalita. Now, you've been on it tonight. Yes, feeling depressed. And yes, you can be happy. You can be go-local. You can be saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, and be depressed. And ask me how I know. Because I've been depressed before. So listen, don't let nobody make you feel any kind of way because you get there. But don't stay there. If you got to reach out and get you somebody, get you a counselor, talk to somebody, a friend or something, do it. So know your triggers. Are you prone? And another one, this one right here. Are you prone to late night snacking? Like when you can't sleep? Like for me, if I don't go to bed at a certain time, you know how they say the freaks come out at night? Honey, I get to want to eat. Well, y'all, I'm old school. I like old school music, as you can tell. But they talk about the freaks come out at night. Baby, I want to eat everything ain't nailed down if I don't go to bed by a certain time and have a good, wholesome meal before I go to bed. If I stay up too late, I'm snacking on some nuts. I'm getting some popcorn. Then I'll eat this, get that, get this, and all these types of things. But all these things is tricky because once I start eating one thing, then I want something else. Oh, then I'm going to cook me a meal. So know your triggers. And does the loneliness lead you to overeat? Because sometimes being lonely, you say, well, I'll make me a meal. I'll do something, make myself feel good. I'll cook me a meal. And I know some people that'll get in the kitchen and they'll just go ahead on and they'll cook. So number 2, here's another strategy. Find a healthier way to cope. Now, we done said how we cope. So we don't put it out there now. Our business. We don't put all our business out there. So now that we know this, how do we cope with it? Now that we know what our triggers are, now we got to find some healthier ways to deal with these triggers when it comes to emotional eating. So put it in the chat. Let me see what you have. See if you got some of these tips that I have. I want you to put it in the chat and let me know what are some ways that you cope with your once you get triggered. Now you know what triggering you in your emotional eating. How do you cope? What is something that you can cope to help you make a better decision with coping with overeating and getting into your emotions? Put it in the chat. I want to see something in there. Let me see what y'all saying. See if y'all got what I got on here. Let's see. See if we're in sync. See if we're in line with each other. Try to stay busy. That's a good one. Yep. Anyone else? Look, here I am moving around and I hit something. Okay, yeah. Try to stay busy. All right. Yes. One for me is go for a walk to clear your head. I don't know. It's something about walking outside. Oh, okay. I have my goals posted around the room. That's a good one. I might have to snatch that one. Yes, Samantha, that's good. Yeah, because if you got your goal around the house, looking at you every time you decide to do something else, and that takes me to a reason. You got to know why you started on this health journey. Start thinking about it. If you not start a health journey, if you have not started it, start thinking why. What is your why? Because that will, and that's your goals. That will, if you post that around the house, I'm gonna have to do that, especially around that refrigerator when it get to be about 10 a.m. Think about exercising. Yes, yes, yes. Call a friend. Talk on the phone. Let them talk you off the ledge. Because I know me, I have a couple of accountability partners. When I'm getting ready to do something that I know I ain't got no business doing, I'll get on the phone and call somebody and say, hey, girl, I've been thinking about doing ABC. And they say, you don't need that. Don't you do that. So talk to a friend. Take a relaxing bath. Listen to some uplifting music. And guess what? Take some deep breaths and meditate. And that's one of the things I'm trying to practice is being still, being with myself. Yes, music is an excellent way to take your mind off of going to get something that you ain't got no business getting out of the refrigerator or out of whatever, or getting in the car going to wanting to get a shake. So guess what? Speaking of shake, think I have a little bit of my protein shake. Yes, dancing. Oh, I love dancing. I'm telling you, it will release those endorphins that I talked about, that serotonin and that dopamine, that feel good chemical that get released, that feel good chemical that make you feel hot. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead on and put it out there, Teresa. Now, sex is a good way to get your mind off some eating. Okay? So, yeah. And you're getting some physical activities. You're releasing some endorphins. You're having a happy feeling, a happy moment. Yes. Sex is a way to get, one, stress up off of you. And so the way that'll get you to want to eat anyway, because you're releasing all the pressures that's on you. Now, if you're not married, I'm not soliciting those of you that's not married, but hey, you grown, do you. But if you're stressed, you might want to just tap on your mate and say, I need to get off some stress. Yep. You might be, yeah. Come on. Y'all better talk about it. We grown up in here. So listen, think about all those things that you can get to distract you from thinking about, I need to eat something and so you can get a release. Get your mind fresh. Reset, remove. And then when you think about it, you've done all those things that we've put it in the chat and that we've suggested. Eating may not even be on your mind anymore. Let's go with strategy number 3. Eat mindfully. Y'all hear me talk about that, being mindful about a lot of things, because that makes you really, 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 really pay a close attention to the experience. My pastor, late pastor Nancy Wilson, man, she could go to a restaurant and she would savor every moment of that meal. I mean, she would chew it precisely, and then could talk about how it tastes and how it made up. She could do a good food review. And so I'm like, wow, can I slow down enough to enjoy the meal? But first of all, can I just sit? Can I just sit still with the meal? A lot of us like to eat on the go, but are you really enjoying the meal? Or are you just picking up something on the way to the next? And that's what I'm learning the older I get, is to slow down, chill out, enjoy the meal, enjoy what life has for me. Because you keep going at this fast pace, your body just blah, 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 blah. You don't get a chance to enjoy any of the nutrition. Notice the taste, notice the texture, notice the aroma. Like when you go to an Italian restaurant and they have all those that oregano and garlic, you can smell it. You can almost smell what it's going to taste like. So begin to enjoy your meal. Build up the appreciation for your food, which then prevents you from being mindless, and then keep you from overeating because you're enjoying the experience. All right, this one right here I think I'm gonna just look up to the ceiling on this one, cause this one right here, this fourth one. I hope it bless your life, cause this one it's finna bless me. It blessed me when I thought about it, when I read it and did the research. Get organized. Hey there, ceiling, you looking good, and this light is looking good. Get organized. Like, how many times are we looking for something, trying to get something, trying to piece together a meal, and we don't even know what's in the refrigerator? And I have to tell you a story. Real life. It was in 2019, the beginning part. I still was going through the death of my mother. And I went to the store about every 2 weeks and bought one of the same item every time I went, for about every 2 weeks, for at least 7 or 8 trips of those to the store. And I wasn't organized, and I will admit that. So when my good friend LaTanya Bennett came to help me get organized, we pulled salt. Don't ask me why I bought salt every 2 weeks when I went to the store. And it wasn't even the salt that I use. I use pink Himalayan salt. This was the Morton salt, the iodized salt that I don't even use. But the fact that I wasn't organized, I didn't realize that I had been buying this for the last 8 weeks, the same product, because I was not organized. And I have to be transparent. I had about 4 or 5 different cocoa powders. Why? Because I wasn't organized. So I was buying the same thing when I couldn't find it. Instead of organizing stuff to get it found, I'll just go buy it again. I had so much duplicates of stuff. And some people say, well, you going to tell somebody that? Yeah, because this may help somebody. Get organized. One, it'll save you some money because you won't be buying the same thing over and over. I still got salt. I gave salt to 4 or 5 people, and I still got 2 of those salts that I bought. And I said, this right here is ridiculous. I wasn't organized. I wasn't being mindful. I wasn't nothing. I was just existing because I was going through. I was in my emotions. I was in my feelings, and I was missing my mom, going through, overwhelmed, because my dad had moved in with us by that time, and it was a lot to adjust to. And sometimes you don't realize how much you need to be organized. It saves you time. It saves you money. It helps you be better prepared, because planning and preparation is key to preventing emotional eating. You say why? Can anybody put in the chat and tell me why it will help you from being overeaten? I just want to see if I still got some folk in here that's still with me. I just want to know why. You said you got so many black beans. I can tell you what you can do with them. You can make you some black bean cupcakes, girl. You can make you some taco bake. Hit me up. I can give you a recipe to help you do them beans. But yeah, you buy the same stuff over and over. So what's a way? What will help you if you got organized? Why is that important? What could it do? How do you think that'll help you? The question is, how is planning and preparation the key to preventing you from emotional eating? Having a plan and being prepared, how would that keep you from emotional eating? That was the question. One way is you won't do those duplicates. You can save time and money, because if you don't have something already, girl, you better say that. I'm hollering over there to the people down in the back. If you get organized, you won't be stressed. You won't feel the pressure. That's right. Being organized keep you from being stressed, and it lessens stress. I'm not saying you're never going to have a stressful moment, but if you're organized and you know what stuff is, most of my time I'm running around looking for something, because my family, I get on every last one of their nerves, because I will get something and I won't put it back. Then when they come to look for it, it's not where they said it was. Then they say, well, mama, you was the last one that had it. And I said, who, me? You know, like this. Like, who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? Who, me? Yes, you. Oh, it makes you feel better about yourself, right? Organized stops you from eating. Oh, yes. Yes, eating junk and processed food. And I know my buddy likes that chicken fillet. Yes, sir. Yes. Because if you're not prepared and you're not successful with what you're doing, you will in turn grab the first thing that's next to you. And a lot of times, y'all know, if y'all have not seen my TikTok, go to my TikTok. I did a little skit. I was in here about to have a big emotional breakdown because my son made a pie. And y'all know I'm a cookie cake pie girl. My husband bought these cake squares, a variety pack that had chocolate, it had pumpkin, and it had red velvet. Then they bought my favorite cereal up in here, Captain Crunch. On top of potato chips was in this house. And I didn't have a thing in here to help resist me. And a couple of times, my foot about never slipped. But I remember I had a couple of apples left. And I had to, so I ain't going to spoil it. Y'all go ahead on. Y'all go and look at my TikTok over there. Our Bill's over there at the TikTok. Look at my skit. But I survived, you know, at the end. Yes. Why aren't they supporting you? Yep. They decided they was not participating in this healthy eating. But what I can say, since I've, made them aware that I am an addict, I'm a sugar addict. And I will admit that. And some of y'all need to go ahead on, and the first step is admit where you are. And I'm addicted to sugar. I told you, I'm a cookie, cake, pie girl, CCP girl. And I love it. But I have to be prepared. So I'm going to make me some granola because I'm out of apples. And cake's still here. My son messed around and made another pie. So now I'm out of apples. So now I gotta come up with a strategy plan. So when I go out and walk this evening, on my way back, I'm going to stop at the store, get me some apples, because that's quick and I can cut and get that together. But I'm going to go ahead on and make my granola. And if you would like that recipe, you could just put it in the chat, send me, and then I will get in touch with you, come in your inbox, or you can just inbox me your email address if I don't already have it, because that saves me. And when I want just a little bit of chocolate, I get Lily's chocolate chip, and I put a little drizzle, a little bit in it, and then that gives me my little sweet fix. So I'm gonna teach y'all a lot of little tricks and things. Like I said, I'm gonna be going live more in my Get Enriched for Life community. I'm gonna pop around here and come around here and out and about, every once in a while, and I'll put up a sign that says pop-up shop. But I'm gonna be doing some more live, things to help you be more healthy in there. So this organization will definitely get in food prep, because then you can, I do a food prep day where I wash and I cut and have everything already ready. So all I gotta do is grab it and go. So I'll teach you all these little cool techniques by getting organized, because me, was the biggest disorganized person when it came to all of this stuff. So I'm teaching some things in real life, because I am getting my whole life together in real time. So that's it about number 4. I'm going to give you number 5, and I'm going to get out of your way and get out here for this good walk, get me some good sun and some good vitamin D. Number 5 strategy: seek for support. How many of you all have a support system? Put it in the chat. Who's your support system? Who's your sounding board when you need some support? Put it in the chat. Because listen at this. Don't try to do this alone. Reach out for help. When you're feeling that you're triggered, get you a group of friends. Get you some friends. Enlist in a group of friends that will help you be accountability partners. I have accountability partner, and we're reading a book. It's 40 Days of Sugar Detox when the spiritual meet the physical or something like that. I have to get the book. I don't have the book, but I'll put it in the chat. But I really thought it was going to be about sugar, getting off sugar, but it's not. I did the book study early on before, but I wasn't ready. But now I have an accountability partner, and we check in with each other to make sure. Then I have a group, another set of accountability. I have different sets of accountability partners for different things in my life. So get your team, reach out, get you some people that help you be accountable to what you say your goals and stuff that you want to do. Join an online or in-person support group. That helps. Having a team and a group of people in your corner. That you can go somewhere, y'all can share ideas, share struggles, share some things. That is good. It's good to have that type of system. If you need a more in-depth accountability, seek a therapist. Get you a therapist to talk to you. Because one, you got to get to the root of why you're doing all this overeating. What's really causing you to really, really overeat? And get someone that even specializes in disorder eating. Because if your eating is that out of control, you may have to get somebody that can help you do some of those things. Yes. That's the only way I know how to be, is to be transparent, Samantha. Because I don't want people to think I'm up here just talking. I mean, I go through struggles just like you all. I'm just having to do something and channel it a different way. But I struggle. Yes, I do. But if you go over to that TikTok, you'll see I almost ate that cake. I mean, I was all about in it. And so you have to really, really make sure that if you need something beyond friendship and beyond a support group, that you go talk to somebody. Find somebody that, whatever it is, ask your loved ones not to give you unhealthy gifts. Like, it's one thing is probably a struggle is someone to be so nice and be so thoughtful of you, and then they buy you something that you can't use or that you can't have. So start having these conversations with your family and your friends. I don't mind. We can go out to eat, but if I don't choose some of the stuff that y'all doing, don't pressure me. I'm coming out for the fellowship. And sometimes, my good friend Teresa, she's on here. A lot of times she go out, she don't partake in what we're doing. Because, I'm a cookie cake pie girl. She would come and laugh and cut up and sip her water with lemon and be just as happy. And so you can do that too. You can be happy as you want. Don't get into peer pressure. Like, you don't want it, don't get your mind made up. And some of my little sneaky pounds have got in because, I'm a part of a lot of organizations and we do a lot of eating. And I need to get back to what I was doing in 2020, 2021, when I was going to events. I came with my own food, or I had already eaten, and I just enjoyed the fellowship and sipped on my water or whatever approved drink that I had with me, and I was content. And so I got to get back I got to find her. I got to get back that I don't get pressured when we get into social settings, that I feel like I have to join in with what everybody else is doing. Because that's a form of peer pressure. So listen, you got this. I got this. With this commitment. And I want you to make a commitment to yourself to try some of these strategies that we talked about. Number one was identify your triggers. Number two, get out the way so I can click my thing. So number one, identify your triggers. Number 2, find healthier coping mechanisms. Number 3, eat mindfully. Number 4, get organized. And number 5, look, as they say, and I'm going to do it one more time. And number 5, wait a minute, and now I done skipped it. And listen here, see how that go? And number 5. See, I'm in real time, y'all. So we have these things. Get a support system. So listen, in the chat, before we get ready to go, I want to know which one you're going to try. Which one you're going to try in the next coming week. I'm going to check in on you too. So, because when you put it in the chat, I'm going to check on you. And I'm going to say, how did it go? What did it do? Tag me if you try some of these strategies. Let me know. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat and let me know. Like, what are you going to try? So I want you to know that I'm concerned about you, and I know you can do this. We can do this because I'm in this battle and struggle of emotional eating right along with you. We all can do this. We have a responsibility not only to us, but to our loved ones to be here to live a happy, wholesome life. So listen, I know you got the strength to push through. I know you do. And there are some very difficult moments that have been and that will be. So when this craving hit, I want you to really focus on your health goals. Focus on your why. And do one day at a time, because guess what? We all have those moments that we fall into the temptations of emotional eating. So just take it one day at a time, one meal at a time, and then you will see your success as you do this, because small steps show big results. So remember that. So listen, let me know in the comments which one of these that you're going to try, of these emotions that you're going to find yourself that was most helpful to you, and which one you're going to try. And then share your success with me and your struggles so we all can support each other. We're here one for another. We help us one to another. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe over there on TikTok, over there on YouTube, and in Get Enriched for Life community, because I'm going to start giving you more tips every week to how to live a healthy life. So thank you again for tuning in with Enriched by Tina, here to help you get your whole life together. And as I do every week or whenever I go live, because I'm just look for the pop-up shops. Look up for the pop-up shops, and that's where you'll find me. And then I want you to know to be out on the lookout for the pop-up, and then go over there to Get Enriched for Life, and as well as follow me on Enriched by Tina and on YouTube and the Tickety Top. Have a blessed evening, and I'm going to give you some traveling music on your way out.
I got the glutes, I got the calves, I got the abs. I got the glutes, I got the calves, I got the abs. It's time to